Ooh, cherry blossoms. Alright, hello all you crazy people out there. My name is Dragonite, and welcome back to Harvest December. So in the last part, Masaki visited Mashiro Tawada and learned a few things, and in this part, apparently he stayed overnight, and maybe he'll learn a few more things, or face Yuki's wrath again, I don't know. Anyway, I tried swallowing a yawn. It was a pretty intense all-nighter, and I realized I had inherited my mom's trait of getting completely engrossed in a game. I was still thinking about sure-win strategies for Monopoly in the back of my mind. I didn't know where they got the energy from, but when I left the estate, both Mashiro and Mom were eager to continue. A strategy, a method to defeat your opponent. Learn to love, Mashiro had said. Possibly by, meeting normal people? Maybe, just an idea. Anyway, somewhere all along I had wanted to do something about Yuki and the others. I was so sure of my defense that I believed if something were to change, it would be the people around me. Apparently not. I was the only one that had to make the move. The path I was on was lined with sakura trees. The blossoms fell gently as I enjoyed the leisurely stroll. I scrunched up my eyes for a sudden gust of wind. Shades of pink blew by. Then a change. Blue. Ao had caused a need for change. What should I do? Conquer them all? That's not me. Everybody was telling me to stop being me. The scenery was beautiful, serene. But in my mind there was turmoil. I was getting so sleepy. I decided since today was Saturday, I would dedicate all my time to rest. I reached home. I took out and stuck my house key in the keyhole. I turned the key. That's funny. There wasn't the familiar click. The door was unlocked. Was my dad back from teaching at the university? Or had I simply forgotten to lock the door on the way out? Whichever way, I didn't care now. I just wanted to fall into bed and sleep. Actually, no, I should care. What if we had been burgled and the Kimono Grav porn magazines had been stolen? I opened the door. The three of them were lined up, waiting for me on their knees, Okami style. Oh, come on. Can I go back in the log? I forgot what that is. Lady in charge, okay. I know I've hit that one before, that vocabulary word. Welcome home, darling. Why, you three? Don't you have anything better to do? I froze on the spot. Will you choose me? Will you choose me? Will you choose me? Is there gonna be, a branching path in this visual novel? Or will you choose me? They looked at me and smiled prettily. Except for Ao, who had an accurate idea of how I was feeling at the moment. Her smile was looking downright evil. What's the matter, darling? I said with a fake, sickeningly sweet voice. Let me know if you need anything. Yuki bowed deeply, traditionally like a wife that took her duties far too seriously. Huh? Oh, whatever. Shiro was just as usual. What's this? Mother said we should all live with you for a while. Oh, no. Yuki answered for all three of them. I see. It was certainly a form of shock treatment. And then... it has dissolved. What's dissolved? The lining of my stomach. I fell backwards, unconscious again. Well... that was short. That was like 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Spring night. A shard of light hit me in the face through a slit in the curtains. It was almost 7 in the morning. I, again, hadn't slept a wink. Oh, good lord. My right arm. Masaki, you're amazing. My left arm. That was a quick recovery. Both mom and daughter were looking happily rested, oblivious to my discomfort. Shiro was dressed as usual, but Alice surprisingly was in her pajamas, quite different from what I had imagined. Doesn't she have anywhere to go? Like besides here? I tried falling asleep for the umpteenth time. Tonight, I'm not gonna let you sleep. Shiro hugged my arm tightly, causing my senses to go on overdrive. I had a growing suspicion she was actually awake and was doing this on purpose. Carefully pulled my arms out of their confines. Quietly, so as not to wake them, I got up and peeked through the curtains. It was a beautiful morning outside. I just wished I was a part of it. I washed my face. It refreshed me somewhat, but that didn't really fix the fact that I needed to sleep. I pulled out the paper bag next to the towels and swallowed one of Dr. Manaka's pills. The ingredient list said a mix of plants that looked like herbs and medicine-like stuff, which really got me curious. But then the stuff worked, so who was I to complain? Did you sleep well? Is that sarcasm, Yuki-san? Can't just greet me normally, you look sad. Tawada Yuki, who is wearing a traditional apron, t-shirt apron, okay, turned around with a pair of cooking chopsticks in her hand. I think my privacy is as important as anybody else's. You always talk in the moment in the most complicated manner. I think you should simply get to the point. I'm trying to point out that if I only have time to sleep during classes... I'm trying to point out that I only have time to sleep during classes at school now. What are you talking about? You just woke up. Yuki didn't know. I'm so sleepy. My eyelids drooped as I sat by the dinner table. I propped my head up with my hands. I make some tea for you. Would you like it strong? But you're making breakfast already. I want to do this for you. I didn't have the energy to decline, so I went along with her. She turned around. It had been years since I had breakfast that wasn't just warmed up in the microwave. I watched her work in front of the steaming pots. What are you looking at? You. Oh, stop it. She flicked her wrist shyly and something flew past my cheek. Whoops, that slipped out of my hand. Behind me, her chopping knife was stuck an inch deep into the wooden pillar. She walked over and pulled it out, checking if the blade was damaged. I almost screamed. I drank a mouthful of tea. Oh, she threw a knife at him? Alright, Yuki. I drank a mouthful of tea. The steady sound of Yuki using the chopping board was relaxing, but almost irritating at the same time. Yuki was poison to me. At the moment's least expected, she would get under my skin and try to change me. Accepted, everyone says, but I just wasn't sure if I was ready for that yet. We have to do something about Shiro-sama. That sure was a lot of raw meat. We were talking about last night's dinner. We had made roaster for dinner duty, and when it was Shiro's turn, she brought a whole heap of raw meat and buckets of ice cream. It was a rare game, though. Bear and venison doesn't come cheap. Yuki smiled to herself. We ate some leftover rice and sashimi that day. Breakfast will be served soon. Before I knew it, she was lying on the table. She must have memorized our kitchen yesterday. She moved surely. Masaki, why did you leave us so soon? Are you tired of us already? Looks like you slept well. Of course I did. It's been 100 years since I had company in bed. My, haven't you been the lovely one, Mother? At least I have standards, unlike some bitch I know that brings home whatever she can find. What a crude mouth you have, ha ha ha. And what loose limbs you have, he he he. He 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 he. I felt the beginnings of a stomachache again. Anyhow, hurry up and feed us breakfast, Yuki. Can't you at least help serve the food? Why should I? Shiro promptly sat down on my lap. Excuse me, where are you sitting? On my seat, of course, Shiro replied easily. I'll take care of you later. Ow, do you mind helping? They get along a lot better than I was expecting they would. I'll say that much. Is it alright to lay the chopsticks out the same as yesterday? Al asked cooperatively. It must have been unexpected for Yuki too, because it took her a moment to nod in response. As Yuki placed the finishing touches on her dish, Al walked over to her and said, "You're so attractive when you do that." Hugged her from behind. Masaki, it's too early in the morning to... Wait, you're not Masaki. You have no idea how cute you look in an apron. Stop! Only Masaki can touch me like that. Al nibbled on her ear. Stop! You're adorable. Stop it, please. What are those two up to now? Shiro commented in a bored manner and began reading the newspaper. Breakfast was served late. Oh my god. Alright, the number of enemies I had was growing surely, both outside and domestically. How about having me for dinner tonight? What do you mean by that? Aren't you interested? Can't say I'm not. That was a fast and honest answer, Masaki. Yuki-sama, what's that knife you've got at my throat? It's my dagger named Yotukaki Kiri. Don't make me say that. It's a family heirloom known for drinking the blood of unfaithful men. Please don't add this to my history. Please don't add me to its history of victims. Put that back. Well, what about having me for dinner then? That is, if you'd want to. Ha! Yuki, you're so skin and bones, I doubt there's much to enjoy. Kaki dagger thing says that he'd like to try some blood of capricious words, also. That's an SAT word I feel like I should know, but I don't. Alright. You really think you can do this to me? The daughter of a god? Shiro-sama told me that you don't really have much power. Maybe I should just test how much you've got. That stinking old hag. I was held captive, literally, and I didn't stand a chance of escape. Ao and Yuki flanked me, each grabbing hold of one arm with tenacity. It had been this way since we stepped out the door to head to school, and from the look of it, they didn't plan on letting me go anytime soon. Oh, that's our idol, Ao-san! That guy, I'm so gonna tear him apart. I brought some voodoo dolls online to curse him. You would think I were a criminal by the amount of hatred I received from my jealous male peers. Masaki, you'd prefer me on the menu, wouldn't you? You choose me, right, Masaki? Ha ha. I could only laugh. In my mind, I kept thinking about taking some medicine once I got to school. As we walked away, I could hear the male students talking. Hey, yeah. They all had weird expressions on their faces. You know, I suddenly don't feel that envious anymore. Yeah, me too. It's not really like a harem, but more like a Area 51. He looks like a captive alien. The nasty messages and bullying I got reduced by a considerable amount that day. Interesting. Still, not entirely. I got beat up during lunch break. Ow. The bell for afternoon classes chimed on. I was still lying on the roof, unable to move from the pain. They would assault me in tears, as if they were really scarred emotionally, and I didn't have the heart to fight back. What? Why? It started when my tongue slipped and I told them I'd exchange places with them anytime. Each person's definition of happiness is different, but I guess my comment sounded obnoxious. I was making so many visits to the sickbay, I was pretty sure Dr. Monaka was getting sick of me already. Konno, I thought you said that you knew what to do and that you were working on it. Don't think you can just use my office as some kind of shelter whenever you want. Dr. Monaka, like, I've been seeing over and over again the lack of a space between the doctor and the Monaka. Like, I guess that's not a typo, just something that some way that the translators decided to format it? Whatever. The doctor was harsh on people that procrastinated. I doubled over on the floor as I felt the sharp pain in my stomach that I was getting so familiar with. I turned my head and stared out at the view of Tagami town from the roof. I could see the sakura blooming. And we're back in class. The math teacher didn't say anything when I walked in halfway through his class. He simply gave me the thumbs down. Not because he was displeased with my being late, though. He was a fan of Ao also. On my way to my seat, I met Kohai's eyes. I gave him a nod. And so, this is how it is. Welcome home, darling. Hi, Kohai. What did you come here for? Why are you here, Kohai-kun? I don't know whether I should smack you out of envy or pity your predicament. That's a lot of luggage you've got there, Kohai. What's it for? For me, because I'm staying. How much space is in here? And are we all staying in Masaki's bed? Because that's like 5 people. This is like in a video game. Where like the whole party of 4 comes into like a closet-sized in room. Video games, whatever. My forehead was covered in dirt because it took a lot of begging to get Kohai to agree to stay with me after Tawada Mashiro had pointedly told him not to. Kohai, are you going to sabotage my time with Masaki in our love nest? Love nest. More like your spider's web. Why do you need to stay with Masaki? Oh, you can stop pretending. What do you mean? You're Shiro-sama's daughter, right? I know what to expect. Well, as long as you aren't here to take my prey away, you can stay if you want. There goes my dreams, Kohai sighed as he watched Ao's eyes turn blue. He had a wise look now, and it was behaving very zen. You got some backbone unlike Masaki. I appreciate that. I placed one hand over Kohai's cheek. If you think you can handle me, I wouldn't mind going out with you. With you. Inflections of voice. For real? No! Sine Marino made her entrance by kicking down the door with the expertise of a SWAT agent. Maybe next time. Why do you fall for tricks like that so easily? Ow, 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 my skull, you're crushing it. Man, your brains must be between your legs, Oni-chan. I hit the green word on, like, instinct, and I've seen that word before, I know what it means. Mizuho dropped her large Boston bag on the floor with a huff. Masaki-chan, I'm back! The usual Nuki. What are you all doing here? We're with Sine. Okay, alright. Sine and I won't comply, just please take your fingers out of my head. You're digging in so hard my head has indentations as deep as your second joint by now. You know why Sine has to be here, right? Mizuho asked Shiro. Can't believe those two haven't officially started dating yet. Shiro replied with a fed-up look. Sine's taking her time. Can't stand it. You all push too hard. You all push it too hard, by the way. Shiro shook her head. One-chan, what? I have not seen One-chan before, or One, as opposed to One. I don't know. I've come to visit. This place is too crowded. This is highly unproductive. Oh my god. Sakura Tagami and Mayuri Yasuji stood by the door, staring at us with a look of disbelief. Tagami-san, Sakura-chan, what's the matter? Well, I heard Oni-chan was living with Masaki-senpai for a while, and I also heard you'd come. So I thought this was my chance to do the same thing, and I could cause a series of events to secure my happiness, and I forget I said that. By the way, Kohai-senpai, you've got holes in your head. Are you okay? Sakura-chan, you're the only person that's noticed my plane. Please, help get this violent girl off me. Just feed her and roll her away. She gets fat so fast she'll roll far. I don't get fat easily. You didn't sound so sure about that, senpai. Grrr. I think she just called you One-chan. It's easy to make people believe that I am as long as they are from Tagami. Ao explained she had rewritten the perception of her. Why did you do that? The day before school started. When did you do that? The day before school started, Ao replied simply. The place was so noisy it was driving me mad. What is all this? I rolled my eyes to the ceiling, distraught. And we're back into... This is another really long chapter. I might have to... I don't want to split too many videos up without doing like an introduction or sign-off or anything, but... How long is this gonna go? The third day. Right? The third day? The third day. Kono-kun, have you lost weight? I'm sure he Don't open the log, my classmate asked. I feel like a part of my soul is being shaved away every day, I replied. I hope you make it through. She made two fists before her chest with an expression of cheering me on and then began to walk away. Who? She was the prime example of normalness, my dream of a regular life and salvation personified. I reached a hand out, as if yearning for the light. She suddenly spun around and said, I highly doubt you will, though. I completely agreed with her, and then I felt the last of my hope dissipate. The moment I saw her, I pressed my forehead on the tatami mats in a perfect begging position. Please, please show some mercy. Isn't this the part where you bring out a briefcase full of cash to bribe me? Mashiro laughed gleefully. Please, please, if this keeps on going, my stomach will be destroyed. Please make those girls go away. You're living a teenage boy's dream. Your home is basically a harem. Why complain? A place where all the women push you around is hardly a harem, ma'am. Kids these days, you do so much and they don't appreciate it. Just make them go back to their homes. Absolutely not. I knew this wouldn't be easy. Pretty please? Lift your head, you're wearing my tatami mats down. I did as she said. Sure enough, my forehead had imprints of the mats creased deeply into my skin. Accept it. Accept what? Their love. Mashiro gave me a crooked smile. Then she looked towards the exit. Apparently, she meant our talk was over and I should leave. I'm doing this for your own good, remember? I glared at her grudgingly. Do you like begging for mercy? I hated it. Then you'll just have to deal with it. She laughed. She knew me well, and that alone got on my nerves. It's time for you to go. What? Masaki, I knew you were here. There's the spear again. It glinted, reflecting the harsh evening light. Is it Yuki? I really didn't want to face her. We're done here. Take him away, Yuki. We're going home. No, please let me stay. I kicked and screamed. But Yuki had grabbed hold of my collar and was dragging me away. I made some beef stew for dinner. I hate to admit it, but it's very good. Mashiro-chan, come on, let's finish this game. I'll show you how that's played. For the two mothers in the room, my future was of no importance compared to the game they were playing. Somebody! I screamed. Tonight, I'm going to put you to bed, Yuki said with a dangerous smile. Oh my god, oh my god, this is not going to get any better, is it? Anyway, my name is Dragonite, I hope you all enjoyed that. And in the next part, we're going to see what this bathing day is all about. I will see you all later.